That's a great question. I mean, I would name my own mentor who's someone in an academic setting, so a lot of people may not, know this name, but if they want to read really great scholarship, her name is Judith Main, and she's written a book called The Woman at the Keyhole, which is about basically kind of analyzing women filmmakers from many different periods of time, as well as thinking about the way that we look, at films, kind of the way that we watch movies. And that came out in 1990, I believe. But she's written a number of books called Cinema and Spectatorship, a book called Directed by Dorothy Arzner, which is about the director Dorothy Arzner. And Judith Main was my advisor when I went through a master's program and was just fabulous, partly in just teaching me about mentorship. In terms of you're asking kind of who has influenced me, she helped me learn how to hopefully be someone who can just be there for other people and help them as they find their own path. And what a great gift that she gave me early on in life, because it's great to have someone who just makes themselves available and says, essentially ask those questions. What do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do, in the next 3 years, 5 years, 20 years, and helps you chart your path. Because how many people have that person? A lot of times we don't. And also she's just so very smart, and thoughtful. So what a great role model that, she's just been a fantastic role model. And there are other people too that I could name just in terms of my kind of my academic journey, who've been wonderful. Tom Schatz is somebody who wrote a book called The Genius of the System. Has also written a number of other books, and was helpful in pointing me toward Joan Harrison as a subject, as well as thinking through just Alfred Hitchcock as a director and the studio system. And someone named Sabrina Barton. Sabrina Barton has done a lot of work on the Gothic genre and looking at women in kind of the Gothic, you know, kind of atmosphere. So, but I also would just say, like, filmmakers, it's going back to women filmmakers like Ida Lupino is somebody, Dorothy Arzner. So these are filmmakers from, again, the kind of earlier period, but I look at them as people who basically were in a very male dominated context and found their voice and their way to get what they wanted to do done, what they wanted to bring to the screen made. And so those are great mentors in their own right. I tended to be influenced when I was kind of coming along through, like in the 1990s and the early aughts. I tended to be influenced more by experimental filmmakers and independent filmmakers. So I was watching movies by Rose Trochet, Cheryl Dunya, Julie Dash, Kimberly Pierce, um, you know, I mean, now I watch Issa Rae. I think she's got, such incredible talent. I was just watching Issa Lopez and the True Detective series. And I think, that's the True Detective series on HBO, which is like in its fourth season. But I thought that Issa Lopez brought a really original vision to a franchise. And that stars, right, Jodie Foster. And so kind of like reviving someone's career and bringing a new twist to that series. So, these are the kinds of women media makers that really impressed me.